just gonna show you. Notice how nice and thin and basically straight that toe comes off of there. And this one here is got this big bump here. She cut all the way on the side here and underneath her pad. And it's still healing from that. But we're not going to talk about that too much right now, so nobody gets upset. If you can keep a bunny in your prayers, in your positive thoughts for a full, speedy, and complete recovery, we appreciate that. Anybody know if I can eat these mushrooms? Look, everything's eating them but me. Are they honey mushrooms? What are they?
Right, the three sisters garden. Corn, bean, and squash. Native American style growing mounds. How's it doing? Good.
Look, we got some corn growing. Has like 2 ears on one stalk, that one. We got basil underneath. These are pumpkins. And it looks like all like the pumpkins and squash now are putting out a bunch of female flowers. Did a lot of pruning. We got beans that are grown. We get kind of corn. Like this variety of corn grows faster than this variety of corn. I'm not sure, but I suspect that this one is glass gem and this one is painted mountain. We are at a higher altitude here too. So these are the squashes. We got cilantro. We got, oh shit, more beans. And yeah, this stuff is probably overplanted just by a little. Well, this mound is definitely, and so is that. But that was thinned down to 3. I just gotta keep track of the vines better. There's a female. But probably the most exciting squash, probably because it's a summer squash, not a winter squash, would be this one right now. That's that yellow summer squash. Look at it all.
I had some really high wind come through, and well, the worst it did was blow my flowers over. I'm not gonna stake them up, so.
Hey y'all, it is Wednesday, October 18th, and I am about to expand my land for the worm territory. And it's
absolutely critical to know. Supposedly, earthworms were the first creatures, kind of, or they're very primitive, one of the first. And if you want a nice soil, a nice garden, nice land, make it hospitable to the worms, make an environment where the worms thrive. Let's see how it's been working under here. This is just some wet cardboard, right? Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Gotta turn this around. Got a leopard slug. And we got worms all over the place. Yeah. This is the cardboard area. It's all like that. We got more paper products. And that's what's all under there. Bedding to top it off with. Important to know, this is all like wet clay. Extremely slippery. This binds with it, so it's like not nearly as slippery. But this treated area, this isn't slippery at all. There's all the grip in the world. It turned into the most beautiful soil. There you go, it's pretty much doubled now, which is cool. Over time, you dump more, mulching type material on it, and the rain falls on it. So aside from that, what is growing on in the lab? Okay, the lab setback. If you've been following along in the last video, I went ahead and added water to the vulcanite. That could be gravel or whatever you like to use, but I was using nice, expensive vulcanite. And basically the short of it is, I don't like growing in rocks or clay or gravel. I don't like it. Not only that, my tanks, because of their age and stuff, lack of upkeep, I got them secondhand. A lot of them leaked once I filled them up to here. They have a see if you can see a valve coming out of that valve there. Each tank has a hole with a valve in it, and a lot of them had become leaky, so they would just, fortunately there's tanks down below, and they caught it instead of falling right on the floor. But what I'm going to do is, I've been experimenting with wood shavings, which is a local resource that does pretty good for me. Let me show you an example. This is a tomato plant. It may be some sort of beefsteak I brought in. It's got another nice plant here. Will she regrow or no? And as you can see, there's wood shavings. This is actually a worm farm in here. It's based in wood shavings, and then the soil starts to accumulate as the plant grows. Basically same idea, except doing that inside the tanks. And then instead of having a slight water level always in there because the tanks can't handle it, have it just go right out the hole. Just put like a screen directly over the hole, so there's really no water buildup in the tanks. That type of a system could work, and actually this could be a good thing for me because it may work out better for me with my situation. Sometimes it's hard to regulate temperatures, and you don't want your tanks to freeze with a little bit of water in them. So if you just have like hardly any water in them, there's like some moist wood shavings type material, probably won't crack your tanks type of a plants. We got basically basil vines. Over the summer, I turned out the lights, and they're just getting light from the sky. So they got leggy, but they're basically vines. I wonder how long they would grow. The other side. You see, I've just let all the tanks dry back out. You can see my lemon and lime basil is very dried to the point where it's dropping leaves and getting wilty. Here's the other side. You got some garlic growing, also in gravel, or this is actually crushed shells. And I've decided I don't like it. I don't like growing in that stuff. This garlic here is like coming
popping right out of the stuff. It's like standing up, using its roots as legs. Um, I got those seeds there from the trout lilies and the foxglove plants. We got the Hannah variety of sweet potato is the one that grew the best, and these tanks are drying out too. But the potatoes actually still, the sweet potato still growing slips. The both the orange jewel colored sweet potato and eventually the garnet red colored sweet potato did self destruct. I've got a couple of garnet shoots left. You can see I've got way more of the Hannah than I do of that garnet. And I've still got the other tomato varieties. They've been growing in very limited, again, skylight since the summer. I stopped using the lights over the summer, and then I dried them out during the fall. So they've basically been in low lighting since the summer, and now that it's fall, they've been in low moisture. So things are getting pretty dried out. I'm going to have to redo these tanks soon. Take all the gravel type material out. That'll lighten things up anyway. It's pretty cool. So here we are looking at where my potatoes are growing, where I got this random avocado growing that if I don't bring it in, it'll die. I got, there. We'll just take a walk and see. Now this tomato here is probably volunteer, but this one here, that one there, maybe some of the tomatoes that I first planted out, because I planted a few of them around each one of these stakes. So if they start to show any form of cherry tomato, like I may bring this one in too. You can see the Swiss chard is just as healthy as can possibly be. Like, look at these leaves. They're so thick, colorful. Look at the colors. Look at that. All those colors. I think this corn has reached full maturity because it's pretty big and the top tassels have turned brown. So they say. Maybe I can harvest that. Some more like self-destruction on my little pumpkins. Where is it? Right here. That one there. That one there. This one looks like it's hanging in. I see another one. Self-destruct. I would be lucky to get like one good pumpkin. Like very fancy.